selection as their education advocate / parent organizer.
I'm a part of the API Equality intern class of 2012.
I'm the current community organizer for API Equality.
Now I'm doing community engagement work and grassroots fundraising for Lyric, which is a queer youth nonprofit in the Castro. It's really an amazing opportunity to see what working with family, with queer API, with fellow queer API folks felt like for the social justice movement and the queer movement.
First thing that popped up in my head that's always been lingering on was hair and queerness, and basically how hair makes one's identity. Especially being a API woman, you kind of have the social pressures of Western's quote-unquote normative femininity. And to be able to break away from that, being queer and Asian, is very empowering. And I know I definitely wanted to document the lives of queer API women and trans folks. API Equality definitely gave me the resources to start off that project. It also opened the possibilities for working with high school youth programs where I can talk to them about inclusive language and the importance of creating a safe space within their own campus.
The entire experience of API Equality has done a lot for me in my personal growth, and as well as my growth as an athlete. You know, this is really what I want to do as a person, like for the rest of my life. I was able to find myself more and really renew a fervor in life. API Equality does vital work that, you know, gets to the core of acceptance and loving each other as the people as we are.
Empower is probably like the word that I would choose to describe that entire summer. I feel that API Equality really helps me get in touch with what it means to be Chinese, what it means to be Asian American, what it means to be queer, and really like appreciate all these identities as meaningful parts of myself. That allowed me to think about inviting my parents into that part of my life that I never thought I could share with them. My 20th birthday is 11:47 p.m. and she's like, okay, what is it? And I was like, well, I took a deep breath. And this whole thing was in Chinese, like my mediocre mumbling of Chinese what's left. And then I was like, you know what, I told you, I'm just gonna leave. So I went back to my room and texted like Tracy, texted Vanessa, and was like, hey, by the way, like I came out to my parents, it felt so good. What I learned from this internship was I really need to be true to myself. And really find ways to be happy no matter how unhappy my true self may color. But I feel that like the sexuality part of me, I cannot give up.
I mean, every day I come to work and I basically talk about myself. I talk about my identity, I talk about my experiences, my struggles, what it means to be a queer Vietnamese woman, what it means to be a woman coming from a refugee family. And for me to do that on the daily, it's very validating. You and I work in the same building.
The very first time that we all met each other.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it was
Our years when we started the Real Q&A, and they continued that the year afterward, and then there was a flash mob, and those are really exciting for me.
The internship has truly like honestly changed my life in more ways than you can imagine, and I love and appreciate it every single day. So thank you.
I know if I were in any other space, I wouldn't really feel as inspired, but being in a queer and Asian space definitely opened my eyes and say, hey, I can do this, I actually can do this.
Sometimes I get wrapped up into my own head, believing that, you know, there's no way that I'm going to survive. But knowing that there's a community and becoming a part of that community, I know that I'm not alone and that I will survive.